What's happening, Dodgers Nation? This is absolutely insane. The Los Angeles Dodgers just detonated a nuclear bomb on their World Series championship roster, cutting loose not one, not two, not three, but 4 players who helped bring that trophy back to Chavez Ravine. For contributors to the most dominant championship run in recent baseball memory are suddenly gone. It's discarded, sent packing in one of the most ruthless and calculated roster purges this franchise has executed in years. And if you think this is just routine off-season housekeeping, you're completely missing what's actually happening here. The Dodgers aren't retooling. They're not making minor adjustments around the edges. They're systematically dismantling pieces of a championship bullpen and reshaping the entire organizational depth chart heading into what could be the most critical season of this entire dynasty. Before we dive deep into this absolute chaos, I need you to do something for me right now. Smash that like button as hard as you possibly can and hit subscribe, because we are so close to breaking 12,000 subscribers on this channel. You guys have been absolutely incredible with your support. Today's bombshell news deserves every single eye it can possibly get. We're covering this story from every angle, breaking down what it means for the Dodgers championship window, and explaining why Andrew Friedman just made some of the most controversial decisions of his entire tenure as president of baseball operations. Let's break this down step by step, because this isn't just a roster move, it's a seismic shift that could redefine the Dodgers' future. Are you ready? Buckle up, because we're about to expose the cold, calculated heart of baseball's most ruthless front office. Let's start with the biggest name that got axed. The one that has Dodgers fans absolutely losing their minds across social media right now. Evan Phillips, affectionately known as Fireman Phillips, or Honey Bun to those who follow him closely, has been non-tendered by the organization. This is a high-leverage reliever who was absolutely dominant for multiple seasons. One of the best relief pitchers in all of baseball when he was healthy and locked in. This is a guy the Dodgers plucked from obscurity, claimed off waivers back in 2021, and developed into a legitimate weapon in the late innings. But here's the crazy part. Phillips wasn't just a reliever. He was the fire extinguisher in the 9th inning, the guy who turned potential disasters into champagne celebrations. Fans are furious, executives are whispering in boardrooms, and rival teams are smirking. Why? Because this move screams conspiracy. Friedman isn't just cutting costs. He's orchestrating a master plan to rebuild without the baggage of injury-prone stars. Evan Phillips posted a 2.23 ERA over the last 5 seasons, spanning 484 innings of work. That era ranked 5th among all pitchers who threw at least 150 innings during that stretch. His expected ERA of 2.93 ranked 18th. His strikeout-to-walk ratio was an elite 22.1%, ranking 34th among that same group of pitchers. He saved 45 games for the Dodgers and led the team in saves during both 2023 and 2024. This wasn't some marginal bullpen arm who occasionally got low-leverage work. This was a cornerstone reliever who managers trusted in the biggest moments of the biggest games. Imagine the pressure. Bases loaded, 2 outs, World Series on the line. Phillips stepped up, struck out the side, and the Dodgers won it all. Now, Poofy's gone. People are furious because this feels personal, like the organization is spitting on the very players who built their empire. But is it? Or is this the strategic manipulation we've seen from Friedman before, like when he traded away prospects for instant upgrades? Let's dig deeper. So why would the Dodgers cut loose a pitcher with that kind of track record? The answer is complicated, but ultimately comes down to injury risk, salary projections, and the ruthless business calculations that define modern baseball operations. Evan Phillips missed the entire 2024 World Series due to a rotator cuff strain in his right shoulder. That injury forced him into an extended rehabilitation process, keeping him out for the first month of the 2025 season. When he finally returned to the mound, something still wasn't right. Just 2.5 weeks after making his comeback, Phillips went back on the injured list. And on June 4th, he underwent Tommy John surgery, the dreaded elbow reconstruction that effectively ended his season and will likely keep him out until at least the All-Star break of 2026. Tommy John surgery? Those words send shivers down spines. It's not just a setback. It's a career-altering event that can rob a pitcher of velocity, command, and confidence. Phillips, at 29, is young enough to bounce back. But the Dodgers aren't betting on IFS. They're playing chess, not checkers. And injured kings get sacrificed for the greater good. Here's where the financial reality becomes impossible to ignore. Evan Phillips signed a $6.1 million contract to avoid arbitration in 2025. If the Dodgers had tendered him a contract for 2026, he would have been projected to earn approximately the same amount, possibly even slightly more. $6 million for a reliever who won't be available for at least half the season and is coming off major elbow surgery with absolutely no guarantees about what he'll look like when he returns. That's the definition of financial risk that smart front offices simply cannot justify, regardless of past performance or organizational loyalty. Compare this to past signings. Remember when the Dodgers overpaid for injured arms like Rich Hill or even Clayton Kershaw in his twilight? Friedman learned those lessons. Now he's ruthless. The conspiracy angle? This purge is part of a bigger plan to hoard cash for free agents like Shohei Ohtani extensions or trades for elite talent. Fans are outraged, calling it heartless, but executives see it as genius. What do you think? Is this cold-blooded capitalism or smart stewardship? The situation mirrors almost exactly what happened with Tony Gonsolin earlier in the offseason. Gonsolin made $5.4 million in 2025 and was set to earn something similar in 2026. He underwent internal brace surgery and flexor tendon repair in August, an injury that will cost him essentially all of the upcoming season. The Dodgers designated him for assignment on November 6th, and he later elected free agency. Same calculus, same difficult decision, same outcome. When you're paying significant money to a pitcher who won't contribute for an extended period while recovering from major surgery, the math simply doesn't work. Gonsolin was a prospect with upside, but injuries derailed him just like Phillips. The pattern is clear. The Dodgers reward health and performance, not loyalty. Media is buzzing. Is Friedman building a dynasty or a disposable army? Rival teams like the Padres and Giants are laughing, but deep down, they're terrified. This could create a massive competitive imbalance, with the Dodgers flexing financial muscle while others scramble. Andrew. Friedman released a statement immediately after the Evan Phillips non-tender news broke, which tells you everything about how the organization views this situation. Friedman said they had numerous back-and-forth discussions with Phillips and his agent, acknowledging that the situation is challenging given he's coming off surgery. The statement confirmed that Phillips will take time to evaluate his options and look to sign somewhere after he's able to throw off the mound during his rehabilitation process. Most importantly, Friedman explicitly said that Evan Phillips has been a huge part of the Dodgers' past success, and that the organization will absolutely continue conversations about potentially bringing him back. That last part is crucial and gives Dodgers fans legitimate hope that this isn't actually goodbye forever. There's a very realistic path where Evan Phillips signs a reduced salary deal with the Dodgers once spring training approaches. The team could place him on the 60-day injured list immediately, allowing him to rehab within the organization where they can monitor his progress closely and put him in the absolute best position to succeed when he's healthy. Maybe it's a $1 million deal, maybe $2 million, something significantly below the $6 million he would have earned through arbitration. For Phillips, this makes sense because the Dodgers have proven repeatedly that they can optimize pitcher performance better than virtually any organization in baseball. Rehab with them, prove you're healthy, pitch well in the second half of 2026, and then hit free agency, where you could potentially land a multi-year deal similar to what guys like Tommy Edman and Teoscar Hernandez secured. This is the modern baseball business model playing out in real time. It's brutal and it feels cold when it happens to players who contributed to championships. But it's the reality of how elite organizations maintain competitive advantages over extended periods. You cannot afford to pay premium prices for injured players when there are healthier alternatives available who can contribute immediately. That's not personal. That's mathematics. But let's speculate. Is this a conspiracy to force Phillips into a hometown discount? Or is Friedman genuinely open to reunion? Fans are divided. Some see it as manipulation, others as mercy. The league is watching. If Phillips rebounds elsewhere, it could expose the Dodgers' gamble. But if he flops, Friedman's genius shines. Here's the scouting breakdown. Phillips' fastball sits at 95 to 97 miles per hour with elite spin. His slider is a wipeout pitch. Projections. If healthy, he's a top 10 closer. But post-Tommy John, velocity might dip, command could waver. The Dodgers know this. Scouts have dissected his mechanics for years. Roster fit? He was the bridge to closer Daniel Hudson. But with Hudson aging, they need youth. This cut opens spots for prospects like Michael Peterson or free agents like Ryan Helsley. The second player cut from the roster is Nick Frasso, a pitching prospect who has been on the Dodgers' 40-man roster for 2 full seasons. Despite never actually pitching for the organization during that time, Frasso was once considered one of the top pitching prospects in the entire farm system. A guy with legitimate upside who seemed destined to contribute at the major league level eventually. But injuries completely derailed his development trajectory and ultimately cost him his roster spot. Frasso's story is tragic, a classic tale of what-ifs. Drafted in 2021, he dazzled with a mid-90s fastball and sharp curve. But shoulder and hip surgeries turned him into a cautionary tale. Fans are outraged. How can they cut a kid who never got a chance? But the conspiracy? Frasso's injuries might not be random overuse in the minors, perhaps. The Dodgers are purging damaged goods to avoid future liabilities. Frasso missed all of 2024 recovering from shoulder surgery. He also dealt with hip surgery during that time frame. When he finally returned to action in AAA Oklahoma City, the results were absolutely brutal. He posted a 5.49 ERA across 43 games, made 7 starts. And the control issues were alarming, with 68 strikeouts against 42 walks in only 77 innings of work. Those are not the numbers of a pitcher ready to contribute at the major league level. Those are the numbers of someone who needs significant development time and potentially more medical interventions before he's physically capable of performing the way the organization hoped when they added him to the 40-man roster. Scouting report. Frasso's stuff is still there, fastball at 94 to 96. But command is shot. Projections. If he fixes his mechanics, he could be a solid mid-rotation arm. But at 25, time is ticking. Roster implications. With the Dodgers' rotation stacked, Urias, Glass, no Buehler, Frasso was depth. Cutting him frees a spot for a ready arm. The Dodgers called Frasso up on the second-to-last day of the regular season. But he was immediately placed on the 60-day injured list to make room for Andrew Heaney. That roster gymnastics move was essentially writing on the wall that his time with the organization was running out. He has 1 minor league option remaining, but at this point, the Dodgers have seen enough. They need those 40-man roster spots for players who can actually help them win games in 2026, not developmental projects with significant injury histories and uncertain futures. Comparisons to past purges. Remember when they cut Jock Pederson? Same vibe, loyalty out the window for wins. League-wide shock. Rivals like the Angels are poaching injured prospects, seeing opportunity. Media reactions? ESPN called it heartless, but analysts praised the efficiency. Now, let's talk about the other 2 names that have emerged as potential non-tender casualties, because this roster purge might not be finished yet. According to multiple reports and analyst breakdowns, Brock Stewart and Anthony Banda are both considered strong candidates to be cut loose before the deadline passes. Both are relievers, which tells you everything about how aggressively the Dodgers are reconstructing their bullpen infrastructure heading into next season. Stewart, aka Beef, is a righty with a sinker-slider combo. Banda, the lefty fan favorite, brings personality. But injuries looms, surgery recovery is uncertain. Conspiracy alert: are the Dodgers clearing space for a blockbuster trade?